Greetings, super citizens. Are you interested in stories behind our remarkable elite regiment of Helldivers? Curious about the glorious democracy that blooms on our beautiful planet? Want to know more about the threats to humanity that lurks in every corner of the galaxy? Well then stay tuned, as this Super Earth's Ministry of Truth's patriotic service announcement will enlighten you in record time. At the end of the 21st century, in a time of confusion and despair, governments on our planet existed as hundreds of individual entities, unstructured, unorganized, engaged in eternal struggles and conflict, with war among mankind, dividing the entire planet, threatening to destroy our very race. Yet the solution to all of humanity's problems was solved as the last great war ended, and all governments of Earth voluntarily united as one, becoming the glorious utopia that we now know as Super Earth. Beautiful, magnificent, our home. Yet trouble still loomed in this period, as most citizens struggled to understand the massive ramifications and the weight behind the democratic vote. Because of this, our glorious leaders decided to implement the brilliant design of computer-aided voting software. This machine of sophisticated engineering would, through multiple in-depth questions, help remove any doubt from the citizen's mind and ultimately choose the right candidate for the citizen, thereby giving us the error-proof and perfect system called managed democracy. With the population of Super Earth completely united in the faith of their government, who consisted of the greatest minds of the planet, a magnificent utopia arose in the following years, protected by the dedicated and highly professional forces of our military. And finally, as prosperity saturated our lives, mankind now looked to the stars. What adventures awaited humanity out there in the vast cosmos of space? Only time would be able to tell. To embark on this adventure, our leaders needed a new task force of capable soldiers, men and women willing to go the extra mile for the sake of freedom, democracy, and liberty. Recruited strictly from volunteers or former rangers, these new elite soldiers would go through an even more vigorous training and an inconceivably difficult selection process, where only the best of the best made it through, cementing them as the galaxy's elite. This peacekeeping force would come to be known as Helldivers, and would stand ready at a moment's notice to safeguard the integral cornerstone of our democracy. Deeply revered by the people as heroes of Super Earth, the Helldivers were ready to plunge themselves into life-threatening danger to secure the safety of our freedoms, using their cutting-edge drop pods, a technological wonder constructed by the sharpest minds of our civilization. These pods would guarantee impeccable survivability that would keep the Helldivers safe in all of their endeavors. And finally, with the top-tier military force created, the campaign that would come to be known as the Great Democratization could begin, as mankind would spread peace and its glorious democracy to the rest of the galaxy. However, it didn't take long before the peacekeeping forces encountered a new species of savage creatures, the Terminates. Seemingly peaceful at first, this cordial introduction turned out to be nothing but a ruse, as these simple savages attacked our peaceful forces on a routine expedition that had absolutely nothing to do with the alleged farming, extracting, or processing of the valuable oil found within the planet and creatures that now sustains our entire fleet of operation, and forcing our peacekeeping soldiers to swiftly retaliate with the full force of democracy. This heinous and completely unprovoked attack by the Terminates led to a conflict that escalated across dozens and dozens of planets in the galaxy, forcing mankind into an unavoidable war of self-defense against a relentless and endless horde of despicable alien creatures. This resulted in a war that would span 40 years and envelop countless worlds in barbarous bloodshed, as our peacekeeping forces did their absolute best to maintain peace and stability and stabilize the situation. However, while the spread of freedom and democracy continued to be embraced with open arms by the rest of the galaxy, back on Super Earth, dangerous people conspired in the shadows as a group of heinous traitors dedicated to a lost and hopeless political ideology emerged from within the confines of the Northman Creek region. Socialists. As true enemies of democracy and freedom, they had desecrated their bodies with machinery and declared themselves opponent of our government, daring to question the unshakable brilliance that is the leaders of our great planet, spewing hateful propaganda that Super Earth was nothing but a fascist totalitarian authority that oppressed its people through brainwashing, military might, and rigged democratic elections, lies that of course couldn't be further from the truth. Despite our wise and trusty leaders who were ready to listen and who desired a peaceful solution to the conflict, the socialist traitors of Northman Creek were unreasonable, viciously declaring themselves enemies of the innocent citizens of Super Earth. This meant that our glorious leaders had to crush the rebels. This meant that our glorious leaders had no choice but to end this rebellion before this socialist threat to democracy could once again manifest its hateful presence within history and our realm. In a brilliant strategic decision, a campaign of peace was launched against the socialists, where our leaders dispatched 50 peacekeeping Helldiver troops directly into Northman Creek, where the rebel threat was quickly brought to a peaceful conclusion, bringing the region back under our control. But still, the threat to Super Earth had not yet been eradicated, as large groups of these socialist cybernetic terrorists had now formed together under the name of automatons and detonated a bomb within a large city, killing thousands upon thousands of innocent citizens. A dark and tragic event in humanity's history that only traitors and enemies of Super Earth would ever dare to question actually happened. This left the leaders of Super Earth with no other choice but to declare war against the relentless and violent faction of automatons who had not only abandoned their humanity and Super Earth, but also our glorious democracy, spreading their socialist falsehood and lies to other planets in our galaxy. Another endeavor that our peacekeeping Helldivers gladly undertook as well, once again ready to defend our sweet liberties in the name of peace and democracy. However, with wars on two separate fronts that the Super Earth forces were clearly dominating in every sense imaginable, a third threat would soon reveal itself. Peaceful, seemingly highly intelligent, and quick to request a treaty and alliance with the forces of Super Earth, what came to be known as the Illuminates appeared on several planets within the galaxy. But as it turned out, this deceitful peace treaty and faux offer of alliance came with a knife in our backs, for it was soon discovered that these alien creatures harbored immense weapons of mass destruction, capable of cataclysmic levels of annihilation. These so-called obliterator bombs posed a severe threat to the safety of all Super Earth citizens, and once again, war was forced onto the peaceful people of Super Earth who had no choice but to defend themselves. This war would devastate the Illuminates and lead to the acquisition of numerous cutting-edge development of Super Earth's technology, giving our forces of liberty the strength and advantage needed to win against the never-ending forces of cyborgs and terminates who constantly threaten our way of life. So what are you waiting for? We have the ships, we have the weapons, we need soldiers. Join up today and become part of the elite, the Helldivers, and help safeguard democracy to continue the prosperity of our glorious Super Earth. We are doing our part. Are you? Hey there! Adjudicator Hazmat from the Ministry of Truth here. That concludes the beautiful tale of the most glorious society to ever exist in our vast universe. As always, a big thanks goes out to the super citizens of the Hunters Lounge who support the cause of democracy and freedom. Specifically, the super exclusive citizen, Johnny Sevens, the super exclusive citizen, Itchy Boy, the VIP super citizens, Kovo Bearslayer, Derivative, Doc Powell, Gino Lucero, Goose, Hambone, Jiminal Bob, Corey Peterson, Michael Fornell, Lord Def Menace, Klein, Slip, Stas Biestic, Sunrise Phoenix, TJ Crane, Texas Toast, and the Wizard of Copper. And of course, all the regular super citizens as well. If you want to support me and the cause of glorious liberty, consider signing up either here or on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Link is in the description below. Thank you all for contributing to democracy, but more importantly, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.